Hello, everybody. It's Britt and Cash with another writerly conversation, but it's our anniversary. 1 year ago this week, Cash and I kind of met for the first time. Not really, but like this is our first collaboration, and the rest is history. So it's like our anniversary. This is my channel, brittwriterly. Cash, take it away. Tell them who you are.
Wow. Hey, everybody. I'm Cash. My channel is Shay with the Hobbies, and I'm excited. 1 year down. It has definitely been a ride that I have enjoyed. I have definitely enjoyed. And honestly, like the truth is, I there hasn't been a conversation I haven't enjoyed. So it's not been like a ride that's been like, there's not been like a valley for any of the episodes for me. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's up. Oh my gosh. Y'all, so today is the first day of Kwanzaa, which means it's also day one of the week-long Kwanzaa-thon prompts. Today is Umoja, which means unity. All the Kwanzaa words are Swahili. So Umoja means unity, and the prompt for today is working together, a collaborative effort. So, Cache, I thought, since literally our first video was like it was also for last year's Kwanzaa-thon, and it was something about working together, even though it wasn't Umoja, it was
Ujima, collective work and responsibility.
Yeah. So I mean, but we thought it fitting that we sort of do like a reaction video to all of our writerly conversation videos and how Shay and I worked together, and we will give y'all some behind the scenes tea on what it was.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be hilarious.
Because really, Shay and I didn't know each other very well when we started writerly conversations. We really didn't. I'm not even sure if we were officially critique partners at that time. I don't even remember if we were, but if we were,
I think we were like talking about the idea, because I don't think we started being CPs until 2021, till this year.
Yeah, so like you'll see. So what we're gonna do is Cash has like a digital dice, and she is going to roll it. It's gonna give her a number, and we're gonna start the video at that number and play like a 30-second clip or something. And then we will do a sort of reaction to what was going on in the clip, and then some back behind the scenes of what was going on in that video that did not make the cut. Okay. Cash, roll the dice.
All right, let's roll the dice. And 31.
All right, let's get it. 31.
All right.
Okay, 30 seconds, 30 minutes and 55 seconds. We're already close. Let me make sure that my sound is shared. I suck at Zoom sharing, actually, y'all. And that's just the truth. Okay, shared sound, cool. I don't think I'm gonna be able to mute myself and y'all still hear the clip. Okay, so I'll just leave my stuff on and I'll just be quiet. So this is Kwanzaa-thon day 3 of last year. What are we talking
about? A couple of cents in your pocket, I'm gonna do that. But it don't make me feel any type of way if you do or don't do that as a white consumer. Like it doesn't. Like
I don't think about it.
I'm gonna be legitimately honest. I don't think about it. I don't be like, oh, I wonder if white people are subscribing to Black people right now because Black lives still matter.
And that's the thing. It's like I don't like when it's Black lives still matter time. There is no time for Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is an infinite statement that never ceases to be in effect. And the fact that we have to proclaim that at certain times, always after the freaking eulogy, always after the death, always after the shots fired, always after the cop is going free, then Black Lives Matter. What? It doesn't make any sense. Okay. So watching that back, what I saw was like the moment that I was like, I can rock with this chick. Like when I was like, it doesn't make any sense. And you're like, makes no sense to me. And I was like, aha, this could work. I like saw that moment in my eyes and I was like, oh, and so it began.
So when I was like looking, I was sitting there and I was like, this could have been something I said yesterday. I'm like, legitimately, I was sitting there like, but I don't think about white people like that. Like they don't cross my mind, like at all. Like, do I am like crying and laughing right now. But like for real, I just and I also thought I heard no lies. Like those are my like two thoughts. It was like, why does it sound like I said this yesterday? And also, no lies. Legit laughing, crying right now. This is gonna be an emotional video. So let's
Is it? Okay.
It is. Are we ready for the next one?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And 43.
40. Okay. 43. Here we go. Of course, it's gonna be this.
You know, normally we would play that, but we got stuff to do today.
I mean, I'm not monetized, so it makes no difference for me. Oh wait, no, this is on your channel. Yes. Right.
Go ahead.
Yes. No, that was 43. Oh, I missed my spring twist. I was literally just telling Shay that. Okay. Oh, let's put some sound on.
In this new year. Fear and doubt are like the biggest, like to me, fear and doubt are like the worst things ever, right? Like fear and doubt keep you from having faith. Fear and doubt keep you from being creative. Fear and doubt keep you from leaving your mark on the world. And so they are so dangerous to me. And so if I were to give anybody advice, it's that when you step into a new year, or as Britt was saying, a new season, fear and doubt are going to exist because of the newness that it is. You have to do whatever it is in your power to overcome that. That's not to say that it's easy. That's not to say that it gets easier as time goes on. It is to say that it is a necessary thing that you need to do to be the person you're meant to be. It is necessary to fulfill your purpose. Because so back to us saying how we are long-winded, because that was a long thing for sure. Necessary, for sure.
Right.
But it was long.
Right. Like this, we were like, oh yeah, 30 seconds. Not so. Not so. We are too long-winded for 30-second snips.
Your girl is definitely a beanies and a hoop girl.
That's what we've learned.
Definitely a beanies and a hoop. Like
that's
legit was like, where's my hat? Oh, let me go get some hoops as we were getting ready to get started.
Today.
So
today, 10 minutes ago.
Legit think that's hilarious.
A very like basic thing. I'm so glad that I moved my background. I hated my background. The light was always shining right on me. I could barely see my eyes. Like, oh, we've come so far. And this changing to like, I'm at the same kitchen table in the same kitchen. I'm just sitting in the chair beside that chair. The view is so different. We see beautiful Black women in the background.
Hey.
A cozy couch. like a little whatever hanging thing it is, a little
I cannot wait to redo The Office because I miss being in the office when I did videos and streaming and stuff. So I can't wait. Your girl is probably gonna go like DIY crazy in 2022. That's the thing. But also, I was watching and I got to the part where I'm like, what am I saying? I'm saying like fear and the doubt are a part of it. Like it's going to exist. It's
That's why you getting your amen.
And then I was like, wait a minute now. Please remind them that just because that don't mean it's easy. Like it's there. Like please. And I was like, did you just? Because I legit was like, did I say this and not like act like it was easy? I know I didn't. And then I said, that doesn't mean it's easy. And I was like, okay, all right. Oh, am I preaching? I'm preaching. So, I was like, here's the thing. I just may need to go back and watch our writerly conversations to encourage myself.
Hello? You got to speak up for yourself.
Because like even thinking about that in fear and doubt, like I'm having those issues right now with things that I am working on.
Yeah.
So we got the right clip. We got the right clip for me.
That's true.
Why are you being a hater, Titan?
Yeah, it's so wild watching that one right now because that was our New Year's one. And that was at the beginning of that was still only our second video when we were like, ooh, do we want to like do this? I remember like the first time I asked Shay if she wanted to do writerly conversations and was like, I don't really know her that well. I don't know if she's going to want to do that. I don't even fully remember if when I asked Shay the first time if I meant for it to be like made to bounce around to other people's channels or if I was like, let's you and I do this, just you and I the entire time. That's not how I first envisioned it. I don't remember how it got to where it was like just a thing that we did together. I'm glad that it happened, but I don't remember how it happened. But I do remember thinking like, I hope that this goes well to do one collab with one person who I sort of just met really over a long period of time. And hello, how it started, how it's going. Like we're doing fantastic.
No, for sure. Because like I will be honest, like I would definitely say like we were acquaintances when we started.
Absolutely.
Like definitely acquaintances.
It was a business deal. It was like
it was definitely not collaboration. A friendship at that point.
Right.
And I like that one, it don't look like that because it definitely looked like we just been cool and rocking with each other for a while. Which goes to show the chemistry has always been there. We were destined to become friends. But also goes to show both of us was like, I mean, she cool, but I don't know her yet.
Right.
Like that was legit to like, hey. So for y'all are probably like, oh, they're like, da-da-da-da. We were not close at this time at all. Like barely texted each other at this time.
No,
like, we didn't
if it wasn't about business, we were like
summer. Like it wasn't like we started like talking until like April, May time. Like it was like, yeah, this is still, hey, are we doing the Riley conversations this day? Oh yeah. So I love it.
And that's it. Like if it wasn't about business, it wasn't nothing.
Right. We got CP meeting this week. Okay, cool.
Okay.
All
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I emailed it to you. Okay, that's it.
All right.
Like
all right, that was it.
I think the important thing to know though is number one, and like I said, I saw it in the very first video when we were on the same frequency with like, it don't even make sense to me that like those little moments that I'm seeing where I'm just like, not learning to trust Shay more because it's not a trust thing. It's just realizing that we could really mesh. Like those moments where I'm like, and just listening with excitement, like, yes.
Right, no, I completely agree because like the trust was there. Like I wouldn't have been your CP at this time if I didn't trust you. So like the trust was definitely there, right? Like the trust, the respect, the like, hey, I'm vibing with this person, all that was there. It was just the like, I think we're both just like, we've been in situations where we've gotten closer to people sooner than we should have. Right. And it's like, hey, we are agreeing on a few things.
Right.
Time will tell.
Right.
Time will tell. And time told. Yeah. And time told. Because a year later, here we are. And like legit, we talk like all the time now. Like
literally.
Like 10-minute long voice notes. Like y'all. From one person, because mine don't even get 10 minutes. Mine don't even get that long. So like,
we can't have nice things. We're over here saying how good it's going, and here you go taking shots. I don't even know.
I mean,
if she could send 10-minute voice messages, she would. She tried to before her phone cut her off.
Right, because it would be better than sending multiple. So there's that.
That's exactly.
I'm just saying, it also takes me like 20 minutes to get through the 10 minutes, but that's also a phone thing. I don't know what my phone be doing. It'd be a whole issue.
I'm just trying to communicate everything at once.
Man, y'all, the number of shows and books I will never watch or read that I know everything about. Everything.
Just wait till I go back and watch Bachelorette, because at this point,
yeah, you've been on hiatus for a little bit. I ain't got Bachelorette for like a couple weeks. I feel
it's been a couple weeks since my parents were here.
Yeah.
And then I just fell off. But if I get out of routine with a show, it takes me a minute to go back. But yeah, I might even have, this might be like a third week. So yeah, I have a couple of, so your phone gonna be getting blown up. And that's just that. But yeah, okay. It's lovely. That's all. Like watching us talk about new goals and being like, hearing Shay talk about like new things are hard to do. And I'm like, yeah, because we were a new thing. We were still new at that point.
Very new. I feel like we just started being CPs at that time too. So still very, very new.
Yeah, and not like Cashay's the first CP. No. The first or the second. I got two at very close time.
You hear your friend?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi to baby. He loves me. He just never looks at me. I'm too much for him.
A handful over here.
But yeah, like we were just still very new. So I was like, how's this person gonna hold my words? Because the things that we told y'all in that, like the importance of a good CP, we found those things out together. We didn't necessarily know them at the beginning of this collaboration. Those are things that we had to figure out from working with other people and being like, that did not go as hoped. But this is still going well. When has this gone well? When has this not been optimal? Okay. And then, that video came out. But definitely we had to have the courage to work together.
I can't wait to get to that one, because there are so many moments like when we were talking that I had so many thoughts, and I know they're just gonna come rushing back.
Let's get into it. Roll the dice.
Okay. All right, let's go. And 22. So for the third one.
Okay.
Ooh, I know which one this one is.
I do too. It's the interracial one. Okay, I already had plans. We didn't have to.
Your girl was killing the braids though.
And you actually had just started with the braids.
Right, it's been a year braiding my hair now. Man.
Wow, actually, we both look bomb. And I'm sure I said that on the day.
And them Africa earrings, they never get old. They never get old. They
don't do nothing. And
I do
the
like
spring locks they're giving, the spring twists they're giving. I
love it.
I love it. Okay, 22 minutes.
Yeah.
We are giving what's supposed to be given. Minority, right? Because like I don't see that either.
Yeah, I think that I feel like I don't know why when we choose to create interracial relationships, we lean towards white and black, as if there aren't other nationalities, other races, other things that people are. That's always been odd to me. Yeah, that's always just been a thing. Like for me, I think the turning point for me was when we couldn't even create cartoon character commercial families that were black families. Like they were all interracial families. Like even in the commercials, like you didn't even have to hire people to play the black family. You could have just drawn a black family, but you won't. And I don't
understand. What cartoons are you talking about?
No, like commercials. Okay. Just like commercials for different things. So I want to say there was like a Kroger commercial, I want to say. Mm-hmm. And the little girl is black, the mom is black, and the dad is white. And it's like him not believing in like the Christmas spirit or something like that. And it's a cartoon. Like they're like claymation or whatever people, but they're not, they're not actors and actresses. And so I was just like, why is this such a hard thing. And for me, it's not that I don't think those need to exist, right? Because there are plenty of multiracial people in America, in the world in general. That is a thing. I think to use that as a substitute for having to showcase Black families is where I have an issue. Like, if I saw equally as many Black couples as I see white families or interracial families, I wouldn't have an issue. But it's like I've seen these replace that. I don't want to have to be on BET to only see Black people in commercials. Like, that makes no sense. I was like, she really let me talk, but that last sentence, that last sentence, because the whole time I was talking, I was thinking like, yeah, why do we gotta go to BET? Like, I was thinking it the whole time I was listening.
So what we learned is Shay is Shay.
The whole time. The fact that you're Shay, I don't, your girl grows, but she don't really change. You know, there's a difference. She grows, a lot of people do though, but she doesn't really change. Like, the thoughts are still
story of most people.
Because again, even when Black Women Speak this week, we talked about that.
Yeah,
like we did it.
I think about that writerly conversation often. That was the first writerly conversation that we had to get over 100 views, I think. Like, we still every few months get comments on that video. And I remember when we were planning on doing that video, I was like, oh goodness, we might get some trolls on this one. But to my continuous surprise, the comments are like, y'all are preaching. Thank you for doing this video, queens. I'm like, wow. Like, it was, and I think that was the first time where I began to see that, like, the things that we talk about that we think are unpopular opinions are just things that other people are afraid to say because we live in a cancel culture. And I think that's one of the things that's so important and generative about writerly conversations about when Black women speak, is that we say things in conversation that we can disagree, we can bring in conflicting viewpoints, we can agree and support the points. Like, it's gonna be something alive and evolving and dynamic where multiple viewpoints can be discussed. But even when I'm like, I don't see that, it's not disrespectful, like, that's trash. You're trash. It's all trash. Yeah, it's just like, that's not my experience.
Right. And I feel like, and like we've even talked about like how like there's a little jealousy behind getting to hear you say that sometimes. Like, there's like, you know what, girl? Okay, we know, like, we know. But like, also respecting that, right? Because that's another viewpoint on top of it. Also, I like to say this is another point in which we differ, because you know who's not surprised that there's not been any trolls is me. Because like I've always said, people know who to try. Like, they do.
They do, but I think for me, I be feeling like sometimes I'm fully aware of myself and I'm like, yeah, I'm not the 1, 2, nor 3. And then sometimes I'm like, but I'm sweet. So like, they could try me and not, you know, what's going on with your face right now?
I feel like the theme song of any host of When Black Women Speak is Try Jesus, Not Me. So I think you might have a little bit of disillusionment about how you come off. Just a little bit. Because again, I'm not surprised. Like, when I did the author interview that I had this week, and like someone asked, like, have we had like trolls, or, you know, the interviewer, Barrett Laurie, awesome interview. He asked some great questions. So that, not trying to like just make that sound wrong. But when he asked, which I thought it was a good question, because again, like Britt said, you expect people to come out and have something to say.
Right.
And what we know is people don't want the smoke. And so, you know, there's that. So
there is that.
Dice rolling. Dice rolling. Should we get onto the, because I mean, like, it's true.
I feel like that conversation spoke for itself in totality. Like, we really said everything we wanted to say in that conversation. And I was really excited for it, even thinking that we may get trolls. I'm glad that we didn't, but I think that conversation started building my confidence that like we could really say whatever we want to say. And it may not have like the blowback that we think, but even if it does, you know, whatever, we're gonna be a collaboration where we're not reckless with it, but we say what we're gonna say.
Right. Never gonna be reckless, never gonna be disrespectful, always open for correction and conversation if it comes in the right form. So that's the thing, is like, I'm definitely open to being told that, hey, like something you said might not you know, you feel this, but have you thought about this? I'm totally open to those things. Like, again, and when Black women speak, we're talking about how now, you know, I'm like, dang, maybe my bias made me go off on you just a little bit, just from being friends with Bree and hearing her talk about biases and where they come in. So like, again, always growing. I just don't change. You
know, and it is what it is. Okay, roll the dice.
Okay, all right, let's see. And what we got? 19.
This episode is what? Okay.
Like, this is when we're talking about the Black women writers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is ad 2, so at least we got some ad play. I start the video.
Right, yeah, just a little bit. It's not a big deal. I'm not tripping.
15.
19. Oh, there she go with the RBG braids. Girl was doing everything this year, for real.
I'm really proud of you. And those were fresh little twists I had. I'm proud of that.
Abortion.
I know.
The two babies do get dropped out the window by Bo Willie Brown. So it's not that the things in the movie don't happen. They don't happen as viscerally because it's a play. So we're not. It's different. Like rendering things on stage, you can like put some red silk and the light turns red, and like you get it's visceral in a different way.
Right.
And it's not as intense as doing it, but certainly in the ways that I have seen for colored girls. And I actually did produce this play for my senior project, my last year at an undergrad, and the way we did it was visceral, like you were in the moment, but it wasn't visceral in a spectacular way. It was like in the interior of Black female being and sisterhood. That's different than just coming in on these women's lives in the most traumatic possible moment and what he did, which like, why would he, whatever. It makes no sense for him to have done that movie. From his catalog, like it makes no sense for him to have done that movie, because like you can render your own family's stuff however you want, but it always is the most dramatic and traumatic rendering of Black women. So why would we have you do? Makes no sense. But so it's about 7 women, and they're like the lady in blue, the lady in green, the lady in yellow, the lady in red, brown, the colors of the rainbow, essentially. I can't even remember like all the colors I just said. There's 7 colors of the rainbow. There's a lady for each one. And it's just them going through their lives. So, and just like parts of it. So like the first one, Dark Phrases of Womanhood, is talking about essentially like people listening to Black women, people regarding. And that was before When Black Women Speak. Yeah, I just wanted to gloss for colored girls, since y'all came in the middle of it. But I think
a couple of thoughts. I was like, oh, this one I got the monitor because she's up here and the camera's right here and I'm looking at her, but the camera's right there, so it don't look like I'm paying attention, but I'm looking at you thinking we're making eye contact because you're on the monitor above me.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, so I was like, why am I not looking at her? But it's because I'm not looking at the camera. So that was that. And then the second thought was, and this is where I wrote down Ntozake Shange's name, because I was like, I want to read. Because my view was very tainted at that time.
Did you read it?
No, it's in my 2022 reads.
Okay.
It was like this is something that I want to read and get into.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I was looking at how like long my hair has gotten since then. And I was like, wow, if I had kept that locked, I would have locks right now.
like locks down to here. Interesting. But anyway, that I'm just gonna be honest, that's what I was thinking. Because when we came in, like I was like very deep into a point. Y'all are not getting much context. So we were talking about the way that Tyler Perry produced For Color Girls and like the sort of movies that are in his catalog that are just really about like Black trash trauma drama, and him saying like it's based on his family life. Okay, why did you have to do For Color Girls? That's my question. It's still my question. But yeah, I don't know. I had very superficial reactions to that video because I was just looking at my hair and I was like, wow, my edges are really laid. Like they're snatched. Yeah. And the fact that to this day, I don't know where that hat is. I was looking for it today and I cannot find it. And I am very sad.
You know,
it may be in my car.
It's a reaction video. So whatever our reactions are just.
I tried to be profound, but it just wasn't there. I was like, my edges are snatched. My hair looks good.
I told you, why am I not looking at the camera? I was legit like, are you gonna look at the camera? You gonna look? You just gonna keep okay.
You're not gonna look? Oh, okay. That's fine. Roll the dice.
All right, what we got? And 34.
34. Okay, and y'all also
feel surprised if we ever get like a short number. Like gonna be because there are ones on all there. So it'd be interesting if we ever get like a single digit number.
Ooh, I like the scarf you have.
Ooh,
oh, look at me doing this background situation. Oh, those.
You was like, I'm gonna try the green screen.
I remember my mom texted me and was like, I did not like that.
Also, I'm realizing how much the living room has changed.
Yes, those pictures are those corkboards or pictures? 34. Oh, poetry. I hope we get it.
They're pictures, good. Yeah. They're no, the pictures are not there. They're over here on this wall now.
Okay. All right, 34. Here we go.
Do nothing but respect the way in which he brought forth what he said, and I loved it. Like I love it, and I feel like that's also like a great hallmark of good poetry is even if I don't necessarily agree with the thought process or the content of the poem, the way you deliver it and the way you choose to say and paint that picture is still something that I can respect and like give honor to just in that because of, like we were saying, the personal nature of what it is.
Yeah. That poem, like he goes in, he has a poem like I think to your ex-boyfriend, which is kind of part of the love poem medley, but it's like part like 7, like it's a long one after the beginning, which is when they first meet.
Yeah.
They break up within the medley, and he has one to the ex-boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, he's like, I was a drummer. He was a drummer. I was a snare. You were a kick drum. Yes.
Cozy Cola. Yo.
Yes.
That's my whole husband, period. But he has a lot of good poems. Check out Complainers. Check out Adrenaline Rush. Like, he has To the Apocalypse. Like, he has a lot of really, really
follow him on Instagram. He drops little poems like regularly. Like, it's a whole thing.
To My City, My Honest Poem. He's just great.
He is.
Period. He's just great. He is. This was our April Riley conversation.
I knew it. I knew. Yeah. I was like, we're talking about Rudy because who else would I be talking about like
on National Poetry Month? Had to be. We had actually never even said his name in that clip, but obviously it's Rudy Francisco.
No, we say it. Do we say it? Do we not? I figured.
No, we did in the video, just not in that clip. But we both already knew it was like obviously
we started talking about the poems, and that's how I knew it was him. Okay, because I was like, but yes,
Rudy freaking Francisco.
Rudy Francisco, right?
I was a snare. We were owned by a drummer named Cozy Cola. When he died, I
want to be your ex-boyfriend stuntman. I want to do all the things he didn't have the courage to do. Like
trust you. And we actually did that in the video too. Like I recall, that was just fun. That was just a really fun video where we just got to fangirl over our favorite poets. I put clips of poetry in it, like in the captions. Like it was just fun. Wasn't no tea to be spilled, just love for Black poets. And I love that.
Love it. Okay, and roll the dice. 26.
26. Oh, dang. I was just on that video. We're going to see ads. We're going to see ads. 26. Okay. Uh-oh.
Expecting someone else?
No, I'm just expecting that sound. 26. Okay. Got the ads rolling. Share screen. 26 is a short video. It's writing process. Oh, look. Another silk press. She did well. Look at you, pretty and peach. 26. All right.
Yeah, I helped them. Because I definitely got lucky because I just knew, like, I was like, I think it was because for me, I was like going to critique sessions once I like knew what they were virtually. And for me, originally, all the people that were critiquing my work didn't look like me. And that was a problem because
for obvious reasons.
Differently. We experience things differently. And there are some times where, do I really need to explain this? Or if you know, you know, type of moments. And so originally, like, I was like, no, I want Black CPs. And that was what I went for. And not to say that that was like the wisest decision. Again, I was blessed. It came out really well for me. Like I definitely appreciate all my CPs. I learned something from each and every one of them. I love their writing. I'm interested in their stories. Like and also the other thing all my CPs have done that I have never done is wrote the end on a novel. That was very
okay. Yeah, that was writing process, world building, and growth. Number 6, that we're halfway through.
Right, we're actually doing pretty good time-wise. Like, I'm really kind of proud of us. Like, cool.
I definitely am. Yeah, I was again looking at my hair. I'm like, I was like,
so I knew you were, and I was looking. I know she's thinking like, I'm so glad I got this silk press in the winter. Like, I know that's what she's thinking right now. I know it. And I told, like, I was like, we've had the conversation. Yeah.
I was actually thinking that my hair does not look as straight, and it still looks longer in that one.
It does look longer, but it looks healthier now.
Well, good. But that was, you just can't let just anybody plant your hair. And that's the truth. So I was looking at my hair, and I was also like, I'm grateful that even though my hair looks a little longer, not by like super much, I just know that my hair looks a little shorter because she cut my ends. I'm like, wow, it could have been a lot worse. And if I was relaxed, it would be a lot worse, because I used to like not be able to retain length at all. And now even natural, even when someone does screw up my hair, but I'm moisturizing it properly before putting it away in a style, that's another story. Even when they do that, my hair still bounces back a lot quicker than it did when I was relaxed, where it would just be like in a cycle of being cut. But anyway, yes, writing and world building, talking about critique partners. We hadn't even decided to do that CP video yet.
Yeah, no, CP video hadn't even been talked about at the time. And it's true. Like, as soon as I said, I was like, yeah, they all didn't finish. I'm gonna get there. But also, like, I'm laughing because like I had no idea I'd have a short story in a book at that point. Like, no idea, right? Like, so I'm really up here because like in that moment, I know every time I say that, and this is nothing against my CPs, like there is that doubt of myself. Like, why can't you get there moment? And so like, I know that like in that moment, like I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Like, I got to get there before the end of this year. Like, I know I said that to I said in my head.
You said it to me.
Thinking about that, like, I was like,
you typed it in on several short stories, and you got one published.
Yeah.
Got paid for it.
Yeah.
Like, you're a whole professional writer.
I'm definitely like, but you don't know those in the moments, right? And that's and the other part is that video came out like because it's 6, right? It's episode 6. So that means it came out in May, but we shot it in April.
That's true. We shoot early.
Right. So like, even knowing like that, like what was going on at that time and how I was feeling, like,
right.
It's always darkest right before the dawn, y'all.
That's the truth.
It just is. It just is. All right, 38.
38.
38.
38.
I also like that we're getting a mix of us talking, because I sure was like, man, if I'm the only one talking every time we pick a number, we're just gonna have to roll twice, because I don't want to be the only one talking. It's not fun. We can't just.
We all know that I talk a lot, so that's hardly a concern. Come on, a servant looks again. What I've learned is we're cute.
I also love when you do the twist with the curls at the end. Like, I love when you wear those. I think that's so pretty on you.
The one I just had?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
and
not
the
Liz.
one that's in this video. Yeah.
Yes, she came back. 38. Okay. Oh, we're muted. Walking beside Voya in her life. And I really appreciated that. So those are like the main things in it that I like, and also the riddle. I love a good riddle. So in the description, she talks about like the task that she gets to kill her first love, and how she's going to give her ancestors something that she wants more than blood, when blood is everything in magic. And I liked that riddle of trying to figure out, how are you going to get out of this, or rather, how are you going to fulfill this in a way that doesn't leave you compromised? And so trying to think alongside Voya, I really enjoyed that challenge. Shay, what about you? Perfect. I remember getting ready for that live and just being like, one, I want to do Lizelle's book justice, because debut book, that's huge. And then two, thinking, at that time, it's changed a little bit, as y'all might have heard in the last When Black Women Speak. But at that time, I was just like, I really just want to be careful about talking about Black women authors, not even negatively, just in any mode that's not like, we're awesome. Like it just grates a little bit to have to be like, I did not.
No, you definitely have to choose your words carefully and be mindful. Yeah. Because the bottom line is, y'all will use something we say against somebody that looks like us,
right, as
your reason for treating them wrong. And like, nah, that's not okay with me. Just because I have a feeling or a opinion or thoughts on this person and how, and not even this person, just this body of work out there. Right. Like, that's not like, no, that's not licensed for you to misuse them. Number one, it's why we always talk about mixed company. Exactly. There's just certain things we're never going to do solely because you're not going to use us to tear down other people. Now, has there been one person that's made me like be a little bit more vocal than I normally am? Yes, there has.
We all know who it is.
Yes. But that is because like this is a repeated offense for me. Again, like that's a completely different situation, because in most of the situations that we have talked about, the authors have shown diversity or shown like variety in what they do. So it's been like one or two things we've had issues with that's kept it from being that thing. But also I remember thinking like, I don't see people talking about her book, and I don't like that.
Lizelle's book?
Yeah, and I knew that I wanted to do it. Because I was like, I see y'all doing all these other fantasies. We got this beautiful Black girl on the cover. We got a whole family. And it makes me feel like y'all don't like Black families. We're going off of, man, that's going to be a conversation, because I just don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand, because like it's not even like she's gotten great reviews.
Right, she got Kierkegaard reviewed. Like,
like she's gotten great things. So it bothers me that like I don't see specifically Booktube talking about this book.
And she's actually on the platform.
Right.
I'm like, she's out here.
And super supportive. Girl is always reading. Right. Like, I just don't, it bothers me. It really does. And I just remember that being a focal point, because I remember the live was about 2 books, and I remember being like, but we're not gonna not give Lizelle all the shine we can in this thing, especially because the other book, I like by the time we were getting ready to talk about it, didn't even want to talk about it no more.
Yeah, man.
To see how we not talking about it now?
Exactly. And we're like, we are, anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
If you know, you know. If you don't, the video's on the internet.
The video's there. The playlist will be in the description. You just go watch. It'll be there. It is funny. It is funny. It is hilarious.
We went in on the video. We're just not gonna do it again.
Right. That's all.
We're just not gonna do it again. But yeah, I think the not appreciating, and not even like not even Black families. People will say all day long, "Oh, I love found family." Sure, fine. I do too. I also love blood family. I think that strong blood families being represented is also important.
Right. Or y'all found family don't be Black either. Like, it's just
right.
Like,
it's starting to feel like codes where you don't want Black people in community, which is a whole nother video, which, you know, we already have like postponed projects. I'm trying to see something till next year, but that would be a really interesting.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see something.
I'm not gonna lie, for my mental health, I don't know when we're gonna be doing. I'm trying to see something because I'm really like,
we might just talk about it in a shorter video.
Right.
Honestly, and just be like, here are the books that we talked about, or that we were going to do. Right. Here's some things that we heard about it. We are telling you right now, full disclosure.
Anything, I think it has to be like a longer thing, like a challenge,
like a year-long read that we read like once every few months.
Thing, right? Because I couldn't read all of them
in a concentrated time.
No,
yeah,
I just can't.
I still have taken a J. Livingston on that dresser, and I was like, oh, getting it like physically will help me. So we might have to.
Are you our alarm? Are you saying that we talking too long? What is this?
We may have to bump that. That's the moral of the story. Titan was like, move on. So we're gonna move on. Shay, roll the dice.
Titan was like, I don't know. 44.
Do we have 44 minutes in this?
Right, they're 40. Yeah. I mean, we say that, like, I feel like the shortest one we have maybe like 40 something minutes.
It was a 30-minute one.
Oh, okay.
44. Shay always has such pretty letters on her videos. Mine are just regular letters.
It's my favorite font.
All the way in the room. That logic has never gone anywhere good. We need to completely unseat it.
Right. I think is a thought that I have, that I feel like if we talked about this stuff more, you wouldn't be so uncomfortable. Like, it's uncomfortable to learn about Juneteenth being what it is because you never knew it existed, right? Exactly. Like, if you knew that this was a thing and that the way that you have been taught was wrong, it wouldn't be uncomfortable. Like, it's the other things that you have to unlearn and you have to admit once you learn the truth that makes it uncomfortable. And I just in my head, I'm just like, if we just talk about it, like, we know this as adults, you know that talking about uncomfortable situations makes them less uncomfortable.
That's a hilarious place to end. Also, I think it's hilarious that some things never change. Number one, Titan is always going to be featured.
Man, I was thinking the same thing. I legit was like, yo. And I remember when I was editing the video being mad because I was like, I can't edit this part out. This needs to be in the video, but I can't do anything about my dog.
Titan is always going.
Video that y'all haven't seen, I definitely had to like mute myself and yell at him after I made this.
I was wondering if we were gonna see it.
Right, like I was like,
no, I'm sure she's gonna get him.
Right, I had to be like, and you'll see the cut very clearly. Like,
So number one, Titan is always gonna be featured, and number two, I'm always gonna yawn in the video.
It was honestly the Black head tilt for me. When like, if we talked about them more, they'd be less uncomfortable. And the fact that I was doing it at the same time as you did it in the video. It was everything for me. It just was everything. Like, I legit was over here like, this always doing something. It's always something.
It's very much something. Always something to talk about.
But I remember that conversation being like another one where we were like, okay, we got feels, let's get these out. So
yeah, because publishing, I mean, the other thing is that y'all don't see behind the scenes when you see a Rally conversation is the strategy meeting beforehand, where we say like, okay, here's what we're trying to say, and then what level of tact do we need to employ, because both of us want to be traditionally published writers, are willing to do self-pub if it comes to that. Don't think anything less of it, just don't have the money to do it right now or the time to devote to being in charge of every aspect of the book. I don't have it. Patience, none of it. I don't have it. Or the know-how. I don't know how to do all those different things, and don't have the time or energy or money to learn it.
I know, so, if I tell publishers it's gonna take me longer because I'm a perfectionist. So
right.
I'm gonna be like, nope, this ain't the cover I want. Nope, this ain't the font I want. Like it's all up to me at that point. It is gonna take longer.
Right. So whenever we talk about publishing, even if when we come out we're stomping hard, sure, because like we've already decided what we're gonna say and we've already decided what the boundaries are. But there's always a meeting before where we're like, should we call this author by name? Should we talk about this little tea scandal? Should we talk about da-da-da? And we're like, yes, no, yes. Gesture vaguely, but no names. Like we do that because like, you know, we want to be in this industry professionally sometime soon, any day now. Hello, any day now would be great. So you have to be careful about what you say, not to be fake, just to be professional. Like if you want in the next year these people to be your colleagues, you can't be over here dragging them on Booktube for some random video. Like it's not.
And that's why we know, like, I had to make that line for me with that specific author, specifically because I know if ever I go into YA, because what I write, this is the person I'm gonna be compared to.
Yeah. Like
that's gonna be the thing. And so for me, again, the conversation, we had it. No, I want there to be a clear line. Yeah. Hi, yeah. Oh, you make an appearance. Y'all don't ever get to see her. Hi. Yeah. Oh, now, but it looks like I'm fake because I'm mean to him when he gets up. So you gotta get down.
Exactly.
You
now
gotta
he's
get
upset.
Down too. You gotta get down too. You hear him?
He's like, you are so fake, Mom.
Okay. I'm attacked on all sides. All sides here. All sides. Yes, I hear you, buddy. Okay.
Wow, he was like, you're gonna love me.
Right. Roll the dice.
Oh my
36.
Gosh. 36?
Yeah.
All right.
You just have a 36. Oh, it does.
I look so pensive.
I love how often our hair changes. I just love it.
I do. Have time later today, right? Like I ain't gotta do all that. I could just say this is not working,
right?
And we know that about each other, so we don't read it and are like clunky. Yes, it's clunky. See to that.
And we also know we're going to have a live chat where we can, hey, I didn't understand what you meant about this comment or this sentence that you spoke about, right? Because that's the thing that we do. Like if I don't understand something just from the email or just from the notes, I feel comfortable being like, hey, I don't know what you missed. And sometimes like for both of us, there have been things that we didn't catch or we read, but they didn't stick out to us. Like it was something our brains like glossed over in the story. Like I remember there was something in the one that you're working on now. And you were like, no, like I did. I addressed that. And I was like, you did? I went right past it because there was so much action and all the other things, I lost it. And so like, it's one, being able to understand that your critique partner might miss something, like that's a thing, and being okay with that. And then two, like being okay with the fact that your critique partner is better than you in certain areas.
That was a good video.
I got so excited when I saw the title. I was like, this is one of my favorites.
I do like that video.
One of my favorite videos, like for real.
I like it a lot.
It was our first official like reflection on our relationship. And all like, so the other thing is that y'all may or may not know, everything that we do is just in the moment. So although we'll have the conversation before, we don't necessarily know what's going to be said in the video. as we're going. We like the conversation is genuinely organic, just like when we're on When Black Women Speaks. Like legit, all we do is like cut and put words on the screen.
Yeah, we don't even really cut that much. This is the least editing of all my videos.
Right, legit.
Every time.
And so watching, a few thoughts. First one was like, this is when the nails started. This is like how that started. Cause like
I didn't see the nails.
Yeah, so I have my nails on in this one. So I feel like the next one you're gonna have nails on because it's when we both like started regularly doing it. And so I was like, this is when that started. Cause I see my hand in the video and I was like, oh, that's cute.
How it started, how it's going.
Right. I know. Mine are legit like sitting right here, like for my birthday. I've had them picked out for like 2 weeks. And every time I get ready, I'm like, no, you got to do your hair still. So don't do it yet. Like, don't do it. Just wait. So funny. And then also like one of my favorite lines from this is that like, you can't have or be a good CP until you know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I remember just like the word high moment we had doing that live, like when that came out, like it was like, wait, that is a word.
Yes.
Like,
and I felt like a little call out box. I was like, don't miss this, don't miss this.
Like, man. And so I remember when we were shooting that one being like, we are friends. Like we're friends, like we were like friends before this, but like at that point it was like I see the growth, like I see how we got to this point, because again it was the first time we ever like talked about, like we know, like we definitely knew, but it was the first time like we got to talk about it, and like also what we had learned from not knowing anything about each other and being like, yeah, let's just go full steam ahead. Again, not the wisest decision. Not the wisest, but we were blessed. Like that's what happened. Okay, dice roll. Or no, you didn't say what you thought. My bad.
Yeah, no, I was making the first one start so we can get past some ads. We're making the next one go so we can get past some ads. Yeah, I
didn't suggest that like 3 videos ago. I thought it, but I didn't say it in the moment.
I've been doing it for 3 videos. Yeah. I like that video because I feel like it's also, right, confidence has been built. Like it's the first time that we have a video where we're saying something. No, it's not. It's like the second video. So we had a video on world building or writing a process or whatever. But that video was like about our process. This one we're actually saying, you should do this, you shouldn't do that. And that takes a certain level of confidence to feel like you can tell people what they should and shouldn't do. And similar to how Shay was like, you know, I want to finish something, why can't I finish something? I think early career, especially unagented writers, all have that, like, I can't tell anyone anything because I haven't gotten to whatever. But it's like, well, you can tell someone who's earlier in their journey something that you've learned, and just seeing that confidence to us being like, yeah, we can do a video on like how to have good critique partners, because we have we are just coming up on our first year anniversary of even being critique partners. Like it's not even quite yet, but we have gone through things. We have gone through communication mishaps. We have gone through struggles with consistency. We have gone through several, okay, is this format working? Let's switch it up, because I don't think this is working for where we are right now. We have gone through, okay, I'm frustrated. We have gone through, are you okay? You seem really discouraged. Let's talk about it. And both of us have had those moments, right? And so making that video acknowledges the validity of all of those moments, acknowledges that we have grown to be able to communicate through difficult emotions, whether it's frustration with ourselves, each other, publishing, our characters, whatever. And that takes maturity, but it also really does take trust. I have to trust that I can cry in front of you and be like, I don't like it, like it's not working out right now. She said whatever. Like we really have had those moments where we're like, freak all it is, like forget it, and have had to like encourage each other. But we would not have had those moments had we not trusted each other. And so this video for me is just like us validating
all that we have gone through in our individual writing journeys, and together to be able to say, these are some things that work. These are some things that don't. These are some things you should look for. These are some things you should prepare yourself for. So I appreciate that video just so much as a milestone of us feeling competent enough to instruct anyone on anything.
No, because when it starts and it's talking about like what works and what doesn't work, like legit had that conversation this week. Like, hey, well, what we've been doing isn't working because this has changed. This, like, we need to figure out something else. So totally agree. All right, we're getting close to the end.
Okay. We're on episode 10 now.
Okay, 30. Small numbers.
No, this was a 2-hour video. Oh my God. Oh, it was a live. Okay.
Oh,
like,
okay,
what the heck?
Right. I was like, wait, who edited that? But no, we were alive.
No one. No, not one.
Hey, I like how like my earrings match your earrings now.
Oh, though I see the nails. This was right before I did the Beast of Prey reading vlog. So yeah, we are coming up.
Yeah, because the hair wrap is in the picture.
Right. 30. Okay. Close enough. 30, basically 30.
And so when it came to White Smoke, I was like, this girl was taking Percocets, like admittedly using Percocets as a drug. And we never talk about that. But we talk about the weed that she's smoking to help her anxiety and help her stay more in control of the phobia that she has. I don't like it.
And you brought up this really, really great point, Shay, when we were reading about the fact that she had what is her name? Marigold. Hello, Brandy and Erica and Shamla. Hello. Thank y'all for coming. We're glad you made it to the live. When we were reading White Smoke, you brought up this really excellent point. So the protagonist's name is Marigold, or Mari. Her brother's name is what? Billy?
Sammy, girl. Sammy.
Cute little kid. Anyway, so they had their dad, who seems like a wonderful father. He just worked a lot, so her mom divorced him, which, like, not getting into that.
Oh my gosh, so many moments where I'm dying laughing. So why did I say, girl, his name is Sammy? And then I say, it's Sammy, girl. I laughed so hard. I was like, this is hilarious.
No, even me, I was like, what's his name? And I was like, Sammy. And she said Billy, and I was like, okay. I mean, all right.
Right, because then I was like, Billy, where did you get Billy from, fam? I was like, this is a lot. I know, buddy. I know. It's like, I'm not playing with you. I get it.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, so as soon as I heard White Smoke, I was like, I didn't say her name. I did not say her name in the clip. And when I was like, I don't like it, I was like, right, I don't like it either. So those were my thoughts.
I thought that was just hilarious. Like, I just think that we're funny people. Like, we're just funny. But like, just all of the like, yeah, so I just, moving on.
It's funny because the point that you're about to bring up still bothers me. Like, it's like, we're going to talk about that. That's a whole nother conversation. But no, why are we mad that her dad was like, hey, if this isn't working, let me know and I will come home, or I will come get you and you can come here. Like, that should always be the conversation. This should always be the conversation.
With some man you don't even know.
You don't even know. Literally been in your life for a year.
You're lucky he didn't fight you in court for that.
Right.
I wouldn't have blamed him. I wouldn't have blamed him
at all. the story started off, my dad took me away from America and put me in Japan because my mom married this white man and she met at the airport because they had to share a car because there were no more cars.
Right. But like, so your mom is irresponsible. Okay, got it.
Right, because that's what I heard. That's what I swear when they gave that love story of how they met, I was like, was this supposed to be cute?
We just got in the car together. We've been driving together ever since.
What? I was like, not legitimately a white savior moment. I don't understand. I don't like it.
Mm-mm. Okay, we have 2 more. We're gonna be quick with them.
All right. Okay, let's go. And roll the dice. 31.
31.
And I'm wearing the black solidarity. Love it.
Hair is giving. Scarf is giving. It's aggravating. So you definitely want to just read the chapter, Pantsers. Just read the chapter. And if you can answer all the questions, you good. And if you can't, just jot the answer down, keep pushing. In the second chapter you should really, really read is the Save the Cat beat sheet, aka the end of all your plotting problems. And so that's sort of like that's the chapter that really gets you about pacing. I like that video too. I like the videos where we talk about craft. And I also think that we need to have a real conversation about Save the Cat.
I was just like, so how does this clip age well for your current feelings about this story? Because that was legitimately, I was like, I feel like we feel a little different than we felt when we shot this video.
And that was 2 months ago.
Right, just a tad. Because no, the truth of the matter is that some people are literally using Save the Cat like a formula. And she explicitly says it's not supposed to be that. But like, some of y'all act like it is.
Yeah, and it's getting to the point where it's publishing is using it as a tastemaker. And I'm just like, it cannot be that. It cannot be that. And it is, and we need to have a conversation about Save the Cat. That's my reaction. Roll the dice. That's it. We need to have a conversation.
All right, 21.
20.
This is the last one. Yep, this is the last one. 21. Woo!
All right. Those locks were giving. Really get their life in this book. And that's what I want for them in all of my YA fantasies. If white teens pick up my book and they also really enjoy the characters and they laugh out loud, that's great. That's great. It's important for young readers to have, windows and mirrors. And Ashley from Bookish Rome was one who introduced that concept to me. I know she's not the creator of the term. But definitely windows and mirrors are important. Okay, so this was the toxic side of writing. We released that just in time for Nana to sort of remind people to take care of themselves, et cetera, et cetera. Again, I appreciate when we talk about crafts. I think it's important conversations, and I think that we don't talk about craft critically enough. Like we talk about here's what to do. We don't talk about when that doesn't work. We don't talk about what it means if everyone were to do this. We don't talk about what kind of stories fall outside of certain craft formulas. I think just critical craft conversations are crucial. Wow, such alliteration. Critical craft conversations are crucial.
I love it.
I think that definitely.
I'm a sucker for alliteration.
Hello. Poets in the house. I think that in the new year in 2022, I think that I want to have more critical craft conversations.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like definitely that's going to be a bigger part of the conversation, especially as I am trying to get into getting this collection of short stories finished, and that is going to be a self-publishing endeavor. So there's definitely going to be more conversations on that, I feel, even though we ain't even talked about next year yet, but
right.
As we were watching, I definitely was thinking about just the burnout that everyone I know had from November transitioning to December. Even those who weren't even hardcore participating.
Yeah.
There is something to be said about just it's partially why I just hate that Nano's in November. It's just not the best time of year.
It's like Thanksgiving into the holidays. Like that's like
it's just not the best time for it. And so I think that I would love for us to talk about the toxic side of writing again, but in the context of the exterior things and how that affect writing. Just because I feel like we don't talk about that enough. Like things going on around you affects you as a writer and how you write and what you write and what you put out there, right? Mm-hmm. Like there's something to be said about the fact that the reason that we have so much trauma porn is because trauma has been on display so much recently.
Oh my goodness. Now that's a word.
We are about to like go out, so we might as well go out on a word.
Hello. We might as well go out on a word. Okay, final thoughts about our...
One, I love this video. I'm like, I know it's not even been edited, but I just love that we did this. And I'm so glad that the idea worked out because I was worried. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. Thank you for asking me on this journey because like this was definitely your idea. Like, so I thank you for reaching out for that very first collab, because had you not taken that leap of faith, like you helped me get through this year, like for real, like you definitely got me through 2021. I'm definitely appreciative of you as a person, as a writer, as a CP, as a friend. So, that's how I want to end.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, don't start with the waterworks and the, oh gosh. I want to
end. But no, like for real, Britt, like I really do mean it. Like, you know how hard this summer was. Yeah. So like, and no lie, like that is, I believe, what definitely brought us like together closer. Yeah. And like, it definitely opened like the levels of trust to like a deeper, like an actual personal level past professional. And so, no, I'm super duper thankful to you because again, I didn't see that happening. When you asked to collab with me, I was like, we're just gonna do this video and maybe another one, and that'll be that. And I would have been missing out. So I'm glad that you did it.
I want to say, and I think that if y'all are watching, no matter what clip we chose, and we chose random times, right? You can see throughout us realizing how special this could be. Right, beyond writerly conversations, because writerly conversations go about a number of topics that have personal and professional implications, and we talked about those fully. And so I'm grateful that like you said, like writerly conversations allowed us to see how beautiful and useful this relationship could be, because absolutely Shay has like had to come alongside me and been like, are you okay? Like, are you, because I know like I am very like, I give, right? Like I have this juices in my soul, I can't help it spills over. And that's true. And then also sometimes like, as much as I give energy, I also like feel it. And so sometimes I just get as beside myself with joy I can get beside myself with like frustration or anger or fatigue or whatever. And you have really seen me in a very short amount of time, to the point that sometimes I'm like, I'm sure you don't know what I'm even thinking right now. And then you'll tell me what I'm thinking and I'm like, wow, so you really know me or whatever. Like, really? And I like, that's not something that you can take for granted or that you can assume will be an outcome, or even really dare to hope that that would be the outcome of a random YouTube collaboration. And so Writerly Conversations has grown in beautiful ways. I'm grateful for that, but I'm more grateful that we have grown in our professional journeys and even more in our personal journeys and relationships in really, really beautiful ways that is just like God blessed. So we're wonderful. You're wonderful. I love us. I love you. You have such a beautiful and generous and honest soul. And I'm so grateful all the time, just that I can Shay, guess what? And just go, right? Like, I love how comfortable we are with each other. And that's just the biggest blessing that Writerly Conversations has given us.
For sure.
Y'all.
It's that. Like, that's it.
That's it. So comment prompt real quick, y'all. In the comment prompt, tell us what was your favorite Writerly Conversations clip. Let us know. We're curious. We will see y'all in the new year. Actually, no, it's Kwanzaa-thon, so we'll see you like this week.
Yeah, y'all will see this before the year is out. But like,
tag us in all the Kwanzaa-thon, whatever you do. Our socials will be in the description box. Yada yada yada. Y'all have a great day. Bye.
Bye.